Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. We're not doing a little voiceover today. No, we are not. Sorry, I'm already like fiddling with my ears.
Please.
Not doing a little voiceover today. The kids are in school, which means that I can actually film in the small space that we got, which is all good. See, flower. I said I'd try and make it look a little bit better. Look, it's already looks way better now. Okay, right. There we go. Let's leave it there. So today, basically, usually when I do like a Dougherty Dozen video, I usually get loads of, I compile lots of things and put it into a great big video and just have a little chat, have a little gander about what's been going on. But this time, I found a post. This was the people of Reddit basically pulled this up. Every so often I'll go and have a little look and be, oh, what's going on? She hasn't been posting as much content, so there hasn't really been a lot for me to really pull up. I know there's been some things that have been going on behind the scenes, but I've been trying to focus my attention on other creators as well. And if I put all my attention, I could literally put all of my attention on Alicia and just do video after video on the different things she's doing. But you guys don't want to see that. I don't really want to waste my time doing that. I want to try and get like a variety of content, because sometimes it can be a bit Dougherty Dozen stagnant, and I do appreciate it. So I went onto the Reddit thread, and there was this post that I saw, and I just want to talk about it because this post is so strange. It was, I don't know what the original post was or what the original comment was, because it was snip snapped. But yeah, here is the original post, and I'm gonna quickly voice over me talking, me actually talking it, because my computer's over there.
So Alicia responded to a comment saying, "It's such a fine line. At home, we're completely neurodivergent accepting, and then there's this expectation to be a certain way in school. We try to meet in the middle with accommodations and awareness." And she then responded to another comment saying, "My kids are not bullied. People want their autographs and to touch their lunch boxes because it's famous, but okay."
So in this post, she was basically responding to a comment. Like I say, I don't know what the comment was. Basically saying that they try and be as accepting as possible through, you know, kids being neurodivergent. Is that the right term to use? I always say additional needs because I'm never really quite sure what their children have, and I don't really want to. It's not me being mean. I would just much rather not know the complete ins and outs of someone else's child's like diagnosis. Do you know what I mean? So whatever the case may be, she's saying that, you know, but sometimes it can be a bit harder to be as accepting at school, but you know, they try and make it as accepting as possible at home. And my thought was, oh, we throw in a little bit of a dig towards the school, you know, like I do get that other kids, especially when they're interacting with your own kids, you know, kids can be kids can be mean. So I don't quite know who she's referencing when she says that. What she does then go on and say, right, what she does go on and say is she was then responding maybe to another comment where she basically said, no, like my kids aren't bullied. People want to come up and like touch their lunch boxes and things because they think they're famous or they are famous, something along those lines. And I'm just confused. Does Alicia think this is a good thing? She can't say that some of her kids have these issues and, you know, the school are trying to be really accepting, but then in the same breath say, well, no, people aren't bullying them because people think they're people think they're famous. People come over and touch their stuff. And like, I don't have any children with neurodivergent. I don't have any kids with additional needs like that, and so I can't speak from first-hand experience, but I've met kids. I've met when I was a kid, or my parents are teachers. I've met other kids, you know, varying different ages, that do have additional needs, that struggle a little bit in social situations and whatnot. And I'm just thinking, like, they wouldn't like it if someone just came straight up to them and started like touching their stuff and gave them all of this attention because they think they're famous. I mean, kids generally don't understand the gravity of being well known, and I think Alicia literally thinks of it as a good thing. She's saying, no, my kids aren't bullied, people think they're famous and stuff. Like, I don't get it. Even if your kid doesn't have additional needs, that's still a lot of pressure to put on them, and then to have people coming up to them and like touching all of their stuff. Am I the only person? I just thought that was such a weird thing. I think this whole you know, when she's saying, oh, we try and be, you know, accepting at home and all of this kind of stuff. And I'm like, so weird. It's like when they're in the house, they're being constantly filmed. Alicia's walking around with the camera. They've got cameras everywhere. And then she's saying that when they go into school, people think of them like celebrities. They want to touch their things. They want to do all of this and that. And slowly things start to make more sense. The reason why they have security, like, I don't know if it's all the time security, but we have seen security cars outside their property. They hire security when they go and do things, like we've seen that in the New York vlog, which I think is actually I think that was extremely smart, because of course you're in a big city, people might take the chances. I think that's a great thing. But the fact she's got, like, we've seen pictures of security cars outside their house, they've got cameras everywhere. She had a whole entire bit recently where she was doing she got all of her kids and herself to, like, sign off, literally do autographs for the kids' teachers, and that was extremely weird enough. She's been talking about doing a meet and greet, I swear, in one of her lives. Am I retelling this correct? I'm pretty sure she was talking about doing a meet and greet, which loads of people do, but once again it's like filling into this, like, self-fame, like this sort of idea of yourself that you are this ultra famous person. And I suppose the weird thing is that you can literally become famous or, like, well known. I think there's a difference between being famous, like 21st century famous, and just being really well known. And sometimes YouTubers get extremely popular and they become like micro celebrities. It's so bizarre, you know, like Mr. Beast, and then you have PewDiePie, and then you have like even Jenna Marbles. But do you know what I mean? Like, I'm talking, you know, big YouTubers. You have these big YouTubers, Trisha Paytas, I don't know, you just have these people that then literally become like weird micro celebrities. And I think, like, are the Dougherty Dozen already at that level? I think it's just ultra weird how she talks, and I've already said this, but I just want to, like, reiterate it to make my point come across, if it hasn't already come across yet. I think it's a bit weird how she's talking about having kids who have additional needs, and she has to, like, you know, accommodate them in the house, but her house is filled with cameras, so can they really truly relax anyway? You know what I mean? Yeah, and then when they then go into school, they're being treated like celebrities, but they're not being bullied, guys, because people just want to go and, like, touch their lunchboxes and stuff. If anyone came up to me and started touching my lunchbox, that thing would be in the bin. And I don't like wasting plastic, but quite literally, if I had loads of people coming up to me just, like, touching all my stuff, like, I think there's a lot of pressure to put on any child and or person. It's not fair how I think Alicia wants the fame, but she's not quite understanding that all of her kids are then being suckered into it as well. I watched a recent short or whatever of them. They're constantly being given gifts and like they're constantly being paid to go and do, or like just being gifted to do all these different things. So they went away to, is it the Buffalo Bills? Is that right? Have I got that right, American people? I think they went to, like, the Buffalo Bills game. Is that right? And once again, they had the whole spread laid out for them. It looked very, like, prim and proper, like, oh, some of the kids went, and it's like they get gifted and sent away to all these different things, and it's just too much. It's just too much. So every single gift and parcel she's given and free trip she's given is only just gonna build up this fame meter going on in her head, which coincidentally is now dropping onto her children because they can't even go to school in peace. Your whole entire life is one great big Truman Show. Weird. Like, there's the reason why celebrities' kids get pulled out of school, get put in these because it's just, I think as well with family channels, a lot of the people that watch them are young, which is really odd. Like, even teenagers watch a lot of family channels. So maybe a lot of their peers are watching them, and Alicia's over here just saying all this stuff about which child wets the bed, which child needs this, which child needs that. And it's like, those same people are going to be going, you know, they're going to have peers that are going to see this. Maybe that will cause some sort of weird jealousy amongst kids. Like, as I say, kids can be weird creatures. All kids, every kid. I've got two. Love them. I love the socks off of them, but they can be strange as well, and no doubt they'll be slightly strange when they're older. I just think all kids have a slightly strange, all kids react differently, don't they? That's what I wanted to say to that, because I just literally, is that one post just summarized whatever the hell's been going on. But I just thought it was interesting, like a default, like, no, they're not being bullied. people love to touch their sandwiches. That's not really what she said, but do you know what I mean? It's just a bit weird.
You don't want a bagel?
And then another thing that people are getting annoyed about, because people are annoyed and people is the fact that obviously they've just had Christmas, they've had tens of thousands of dollars spent. I think, did someone literally do the calculation? Wasn't it like 30k or something? I don't know. I've had some wizards in my comment section being like, oh yes, we calculated it. And I saw that TikTok of this guy who in his car, I've seen it, where he started totaling up how much their trips are and things, which is amazing because I am not a mathematician. I really can't do, I struggle with a calculator, I'm going to be honest. I then forget what I've put in and then it goes wrong. And I don't know. Maths is not my strong point, okay? I just spent tens of thousands on Christmas, and now they've now had the dad and one of their little boys' birthdays, and people were saying how, and I would never, and I don't enjoy it, and I will never comment on a child's behavior, especially like, I'm just not going to do it. But people were saying how the kids in general, and not just this kid, all the kids in general probably don't necessarily show a lot of enthusiasm when they're given all of these different gifts, because they've already been given a load of gifts like not long prior to that, if you see what I mean. So a lot of the kids look underwhelmed. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying if they look ungrateful or whatnot, because truth be told, I think a lot, like if I was a child and I was given an abundance of things all the time, it would no longer be special. And that is the same for everything. Kit Kat Chunkies, right? Kit Kat Chunkies are my favourite thing in the whole entire world. But if I had an abundance of them, if I literally had like, I don't know, 100 Kit Kat Chunkies in the house all the time, magically being replenished, I wouldn't be bothered by them anymore. I wouldn't be as like, oh, it's just a Kit Kat Chunky. But because if I see one on the shelf and I haven't had one for a little while, I'm like, oh my god, Kit Kat Chunky, yeah. Do you see my analogy? Do you get what I mean? That's going to be the same with kids as well, just in my own opinion. And I don't think it necessarily means that children are even ungrateful. And that might be a little bit of a controversial topic. I think it's the fact that you grow so accustomed to getting and receiving stuff that, you know, it's only until it's completely taken away you're like, oh, okay. A lot of people are very annoyed about that, and I think the only people to blame in that situation are, of course, the parents.
Please.
They can do whatever the frick they want with their money. They can do whatever. I'm just saying that whilst I don't echo all the comments, because some of them do typically go after the children, like, oh, they're not saying please, they're not saying thank you, which manners are ultra important, don't get me wrong. Who knows? They may have done all of that before. They may still do it. We just don't see. However, I think it's the fact that it doesn't feel like a present. It doesn't feel like something new and shiny anymore because you're always receiving it, and that's just what I think. Anyway, this has been actually really quite nice because I've just been able to sit here and be like, and it's been amazing because I can actually film in my, if you're confused and you're just joining me, I did actually do a 10k vlog. I do actually want to, I might try and record another vlog like in the next like week, which will be cool. I obviously just don't want to be like showing the same things just day in and day out. But yeah, maybe I'll do another one. People really seem to like them. So yeah, but if you're confused about Amy, where are you? Well, yeah, just go watch that vlog and you'll be like, you can actually see a full-on 360 of this room. I'm liking this little setup now because I found a good balance with the light, and I've got, they're fake obviously, but I've got my little flowers. Anyway, have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.
Hi, can I have a sausage, egg, and cheese sandwich and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, please?